And on that note, let's bring in the National Senator M.Canavan for his thoughts out of Canberra this morning, and we'll get to the economic roundtable and even your own economic roundtable in just a moment, Matt. I just want to start off with this verbal missile that was launched by Benjamin Netanyahu at Albanese overnight. What are your immediate thoughts on that this morning?
Well, look, I think the Prime Minister's got some explaining to do about why he's put at risk the friendly relationships that we've had as a country, whether or not his premature recognition of a Palestinian state is in Australia's national interest, because I don't think anybody believes that Australia recognising a Palestinian state is going to deliver peace in the Middle East, but it may just destroy friendly relations between important partners of Australia. Israel has been a dear friend of our country's for many decades, and we have coordinated and cooperated with them on intelligence, on defence matters for a long period of time. Why would you put all of that at risk for, as I say, a fairly meaningless recognition of a state that does not exist and has no prospect of delivering peace anytime soon? On top of that, of course, you've got this disagreement, the risk of this disagreement spilling over into our even more important relationship with the United States. The Prime Minister hasn't even bothered to consult with the US about his decision on Palestine. And that brings me back to the point about why is the Prime Minister making this decision? The decision to recognise or to do something significant like this in recognising a Palestinian state should only be taken if it's in the clear interests of Australia, national interests of this country. Yet the Prime Minister seems to have rushed this decision either because he's worried about his own domestic political situation, his own party, or because it's just something he's always wanted to do since his university days. But he's the Prime Minister of the country, and he now needs to explain, as I say, about whether or not he's put at risk our nation's security and interests by rushing this decision. So
Albanese wasn't alone, though. Emmanuel Macron also reportedly got a letter. So does that lessen the impact at all?
Well, as I say, no, because of the relationship we've traditionally had with Israel and how important it is to our own security interests. I mean, it's sort of independent of what the Israeli Prime Minister says or does to other countries. We have to worry about our own interests. This conflict, this terrible, horrific war that's occurred as a result of the October 7 attacks is on the other side of the world. It is incredibly saddening and tragic what's happening there. But we also must recognise the limits of our own power here in this country and do our job, focus on our job. I worry now that we effectively have an Australian government with two main priorities, one delivering Middle East peace and the other changing the temperature of the globe. Neither of those things can the Australian government do or have any real impact on, but it does distract them from taking action on the things that they can control. Like our own productivity situation, which we'll probably get onto, or our own energy catastrophe that this government has presided over. So let's focus on what we can do to improve the world and stop distracting ourselves with stuff that we have no control over.
Well, let's get to the various productivity economic roundtables that are taking place, because Jim Chalmers has got one. It's getting most of the headlines. Unions and business clashing yesterday. It's not all that surprising, really, but you've got your own one today. What do you hope to unveil?
Well, look, I reckon there'll be a few less profanities expressed at my round table. I noticed you had to censor the comments of the Australian Industry Group there before because you're a family show. And another difference between what I'm doing today and the government's is mine's fully open. I can't believe, why has the government closed this off to the Australian people? They're confiscating people's phones. I mean, they've got some of the country's senior business leaders in there and they're taking their phones off them. I mean, it's just a complete farce. It's a stage-managed, choreographed effort to hide the fact the government doesn't have an agenda to fix productivity. So the roundtable I've organised is in response to the fact that the government hasn't tackled or isn't tackling the real issues here. One of the major real issues is the tripling in electricity prices that has occurred in the last 2 decades. That has led to a 20% reduction in the labour productivity of the electricity sector of the economy. And that is clearly then flowing through to other parts of the economy, because higher energy prices is pretty much at the top of every business's complaint right now. Yet the government in this roundtable, the papers prepared for it, we don't know what was discussed yesterday, it was closed, but the papers prepared for it don't even mention the issue of energy prices. Don't even mention its impact on productivity, and certainly don't map out a plan to try and fix it. So the roundtable I'm convening today, it'll be just above the government's one in the cabinet room, is open. We've got enough room to recognise all the elephants in the room, like energy prices, like industrial relations. There's no topic that's off limits in the discussions I'll have today. I think the only way we're going to get out of this economic hole is by speaking frankly and plainly, because plainly our economic performance as a country has not been good enough.
All right, we'll have to leave it there, Matt. Good to have you with us as always, though. We will talk to you again soon. And just a further note, we've got our own roundtable, just to add to the mix, the real productivity roundtable. It's on today. It's being led by our own expert, Ross Greenwood there. He's hosting that special broadcast on Sky News Extra from 9:50 this morning. We're going to take a break. Coming up, a 600-tonne church being picked up and moved